Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 464. Got a super amazing night tonight. Of course, we got Jinx Proof Genetics in the house. Tell us how you're doing, and of course, where they can find you, good sir, if they don't know already.
I'm doing okay. I can't complain. The best way to find me is usually on Instagram _ Jinx Proof. You can see our website at jinxproofsdankbank.net. Jinx Proofs with an S on the end, jinxproofsdankbank.net. I messed around a little bit on Cannabis, and that's mostly it, really.
Well, I appreciate you coming back, my friend. I'd like to start this off by saying, you're one tough dude. You're one tough son of a bitch, Jinx.
It's
I mean, since the last time I had spoke with you, you've had, of course, the brain surgery and a giant Punisher mark across your chest there, which looked kind of brutal.
yeah, those
So
were
you're a fighter, brother. Hats off to you. You're one tough dude. You're one
yeah.
tough
Well,
hombre, my friend.
I've,
And
I've
I'm
I've
glad
got
you
a,
are.
I've got a lot on my plate. I'm too busy to be dying or anything like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome, my friend. I'm glad to see that recovery seems to be pretty much 100% and you're back at it. You seem to be super busy.
Yeah, I
That's
am.
for sure.
Yeah.
So how bad was like recovery from that stuff there? I mean,
It really
what was that
wasn't
like?
it really wasn't that bad at all. I expected the worst because it was a pretty massive heart attack that I had. Only 12% of people survive it. So I thought they're gonna send me home on this low fat, no this, no that, do this, don't do that. But really they really didn't. They just said everything in moderation and to keep my eye on salt. So it's really the recovery has been pretty easy. The worst part was having the heart attack itself. So once I got home, it really wasn't that big a deal. I had a checkup recently where they hook all those things to your heart and everything like that, and they said I'm good to go. A lot of times when you have a heart attack, it damages your heart, but your heart also can repair itself. So apparently mine repaired itself, and I'm good to go. So the main thing he said was no smoking, and then he looked at me and said, no smoking anything. Which obviously he was trying to make a point. So
So is that hopefully on a temporary basis? Or is that permanent?
what's that? The no smoking thing?
Yeah, is that no cannabis at all? Are you allowed
He never
edibles
said
or
cannabis.
any cannabis?
He never said cannabis. He just said no smoking. Then he kind of was like no smoking anything, because he obviously knows I partake. So I've uh I've definitely slowed down, and for the first time ever, I'm using a vape pen, which is took me a minute to get used to because they've come so far since they've come out. When they first came out, I couldn't stand them. I thought they were useless. I thought they didn't work. But so now I'm kind of moderating between light smoking and the vape pen, where you know, uh, I haven't told my doctor that I do the vape pen, but you know. It's how it goes. So, I mean, I can still ingest cannabis or anything like that. It's just everything in moderation.
I'm glad. I'm personally kind of glad you're keeping it in your system some way, somehow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being in this thing and not partaking at all.
Oh, no.
Just
Yeah, I mean, I'm 53. I've been partaking since I was about 12 or 13, so it'd be quite a shock to the system. So, but I mean, moderation is okay in anything. You know what I mean? Whether it's the way you eat, whether you ingest your cannabis or life in general. So that's okay. So Had a good friend of mine make me up a nice batch of some edible oils and stuff too, which has helped out a lot as far as with what happened and as far as being able to catch a buzz. So
So what's new on the menu? Is there anything new on the menu since the last time I seen you?
actually, yeah, just today actually we released a new strain. Miss Rose named it Wiped Out. So it's Hit Girl times Comfortably Dumb. It's finished its test grow. We had as well as ourselves, we had a few different people test grow it out, and we're getting a lot of replies that it's kind of a cherry lemon. Then there's another pheno everybody's saying it's kind of cheesy, kimmy, So yeah, we're really happy with it. It's super fire. I'm like I said, just hit the website today actually. So pretty excited about that. And we also have, it's been on the menu for a minute, but we have our hash gooberry, which came out of my last round. And it's a hash plant times gooberry, and gooberry is a mother to 9-pound hammer, which we're really excited about that. And it's killing it. It's fire. So
Yeah, everybody loves that 9-pound hammer. Uh, that's
yeah, I
for
mean
sure.
it's
Ever.
definitely my signature, no doubt about it. So
So what would you think that would fall close to 9-pound hammer? What's the second in demand in the Jinx library?
well, right now I did a cross between 9-pound and Purple Punch. And that one's definitely people are pretty excited about that. It seems to be taking off pretty good. So that's that's right up there for sure. You know. Um, let me think. I had a few notes here, but they're not very good. So fortunately, due to my brain surgery, I forget everything. So a lot of times I'm like, but yeah, those three are top of the list for me right now. That's for sure. So
We're in no hurry, that's for
I'll
sure.
tell you.
So
There's a little bit
I'm
of a delay coming through, so it takes me a second to hear the question before I can answer it. So, but it's all good.
sorry about that. Some nights are like that, man. Some
Uh,
nights are good, some nights are bad with that internet.
okay, I'm just messing around. So
So is there any events coming up where they can hook up and meet the great Jinx and score some gear?
yeah, the next one I forget the date. It's a couple months away. It's God, I can't think of the name of it, but it's basically like a Ed Rosenthal Cup that's coming up in Oklahoma. So that'll be the next one, and then after that is I'm not sure if it's NECAN or Canicon is coming up in Colorado, which I'll be going to for sure. So Rose handles all the shows and all that, so I probably should know what show that is. I want to say NECAN, but it could be a Canicon also. But so we're excited that we haven't had a good show in Colorado for some time, and have a lot of a good base out there. I really enjoy it out there. So the people that come up are always a lot of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Is there anything new in the kitchen over there that you're hoping to work with or you're working with currently?
Um, I've got a crop I'm getting ready to take down, and it's actually got about 4, maybe 5 different strains in it, and the mother I believe is Comfortably Dumb. So, like I said, I go through these little phases with this whole brain surgery thing, and unfortunately, I had a seizure just the other day. Not a massive one, but I did have one, and it just messes my memory up so bad. So I'm pretty sure it's comfortably dumb, and then there's like 4 or 5 different strains mixed in with it. All are Jinx proof strains. So I'm trying to focus more on Jinx proof times Jinx proof now that I have a decent library and stuff. I mean, there's always still strains I like to bring from the outside, but that's definitely my biggest aspiration right now.
You do have quite the library these days. Since the 9 pound hammer, you have been hard at work, that's for sure. A
Yeah,
lot of great stuff in that library too.
yeah. A lot of it was temporary because I do a lot of limited editions, and when I do limited editions, I don't reread them. So unfortunately, there's a lot more in my library than's actually available from me. So we had to add a little section onto the website of strains that are no longer available because people kept going to the website and asking me, "What about this one? What about this one?" Well, it was a limited edition. We don't read limited editions. Like to keep it kind of special like that, a little for the collector or the hardcore connoisseur. You know, so
What about, is Shangri-La still available?
Shangri-La is still available. It took a little time off because I just don't, I'm pretty small. Like people see me rolling around at Carter Creek and stuff like that, and that's the legal farm in Oklahoma that I'm part of. But that's not actually my situation. You know what I mean? My where I breed my seeds and stuff like that is pretty small. It's pretty independent. It's about half a basement and a tent. So it's sometimes if a string sells out quicker than we anticipated, it takes a minute to get it back on the menu. So Shangri-La was not a limited edition; it was a permanent edition, but there definitely was a lag where it wasn't available for a while. But it is back on the menu now. So it's a F2 also. So stoked about that.
What was it was there was a Chinese strain that it was crossed with, or a Chinese name is, or
Yeah,
Chinese-ish name. What was it?
Japanese, Japanese. It was a Fudomayo. And Fudomayo I had years ago before Instagram or a lot of when a lot of the stuff was just kind of coming on. I had a through a forum. I got this guy. I just call him a pen pal. We kind of hit it off on a forum, and we just started messaging each other back personally. And he was in Japan, and he sent me a package of seeds one time, and I decided to grow them out. And like, how rare is that? To get something unique from Japan. I didn't even know if they had chronic in Japan. To tell you the truth, so so I grew it out, and I ended up breeding it with a few things, and that's where Shangri-La came from. So, but I've always wondered about the other guy on the other end of the computer because like you don't just grow weed in Japan. You know what I mean? Like you're connected with something or somebody. It's not like here. It's super controlled and it's super illegal. But the people that do it, they're not necessarily playing around. So I always kind of wonder about that guy. Because I didn't really know much about him. We mostly just talked about weed and stuff. So I haven't spoke to him in years and years. Be interesting to try and track him down.
I'm glad I got, I'm actually never even really thought about this until now and asking that question. But I'm super glad to get you on and kind of clarify that, because it was like 3 weeks ago. There's an event here in northern Michigan at the Bigfoot Lodge up here in Lucerne, Michigan. And we're all sitting around the campfire late at night, and of course, talking cannabis and everything. And I was talking that about one of my favorite hash strains was the Shangri-La, because the pheno that I had made a super good pink hash, pink hue to it. It was beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. And I was talking about it, and I was mentioning it had uh, Oriental type strain to it. And I said, I may have misspoke the first time I said it. Then I said Fudu Mayo, and everybody looked at me like, yeah, he's talking shit. And just kind of like, you know what I mean? Kind of disregarded it, like, yeah, he's pulling our leg.
Well, it's definitely not a strain that you would mention that people would know. like Gorilla Glue or 9 Pound Hammer or cookies, it's definitely it's something I completely hoarded. I never shared it with anyone. I only got a few seeds of it myself. Um, and I actually ended up naming it Fudo Mile. It came with no name. He didn't care about that or anything like that. I used to be a tattooist, and a very common Japanese tattoo is a Fudo Mile. Some people would say it Fudo Mayo. It depends kind of what dialect you're looking at or who you're talking to. So it's a traditional Japanese tattoo that's like folklore, and it's got like a lotus crown and a few things going on. So if you Google it, you definitely instantly see it in the tattoo thing. So that's where the name came from. So I wanted to give it a traditional Japanese name, but like I say, he didn't even have a name for it, and they didn't really seem to care. So I took that on.
Definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. And glad to know that it's back in stock, because
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to snag me a pack of it, because
yeah,
unfortunately through the years it's been a while since the original release there.
yeah.
Heck, that had to have been what, 14? Right around 14?
Somewhere around there, maybe a little bit less. It was one of the first strains I released after the Hammer. It was Mother Tongue and then the Shangri-La. So it's in my early like four strains that I ever made and released to the public. So yeah, I'd say it's probably been 11 years, maybe something like that. So, so right before we moved to this house, and we lived in this house for
I
nine
ran the
years. So
mother's tongue and I ran the mother's tongue and the Shangri-La side by side. I picked both of those packs up at the same time.
oh, nice.
Both of them were great strains.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as
Mother
far as hash purposes, which I like, that pink hue was just, it made that hash. That's why I
Yeah,
bought
and I've
that.
heard that from a few people too. So it's definitely got that potential. So it can super purple up and even pink up like in the middle of the buds. So those phenols definitely tend to throw that pretty hash. So
What about the mother's tongue? Is it available as well? Another great strain.
yeah, it is. I'm trying to think. I don't know if we maybe had a lull with that for a while, but it wasn't too long. So it's probably my. It's funny because it's in the top sales, as far as seeds that sell. It's always been up there with Hammer and those strains, but it's probably the least like noticed strain as far as social media and people showing it. I get all kinds of cool letters and pictures and stuff, but unlike the Hammer or other certain strains, it was never like a social media kind of strain or something like that. But I get the funniest DMs about it though, because if you end up with the right pheno, there's one that definitely tastes like watermelon candy, like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. And some of the descriptions and the letters that people write me about are just so funny when they're describing it. It's pretty funny. So
Definitely great strains, that's for sure. Do you think that's might have been just because of the time period? I mean, that's when, IG wasn't really a thing at that point. There was a little bit of YouTube going on, but most of it was just kind of Facebook and just starting to take off with IG. You think
yeah.
maybe that's one of the reasons why it just never got
uh,
the name like the 9 pound?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I say, it does fine. It's like it keeps up with 9 Pound Hammer as far as sales and stuff like that. It just never had that social recognition. I mean, it hasn't done bad, and I definitely get a lot of pictures and see stuff, but nothing compared to some of the other strains. So I think some people trip out on the name a little bit too, because they don't really know what that means. When I first released it, Subcool told me, he's like, I hate that name. I hate it. But so I like names that are like idioms, that kind of little secret meaning, or what I mean, things like that. Like 9 Pound Hammer is definitely an idiom, or like if you're you know if you're French and you go back to France and you're speaking French, you're speaking your mother tongue. You speak the language you were raised with or whatever. So it's hard. It's so hard to come up with a name that isn't just so generic. You know. So me and Rose go back and forth over names. Like she'll have a name and I'll hate it, and I'll have a name and she'll hate it. It takes a minute. So
It's I appreciate it even more now that I kind of know a little bit behind it.
yeah.
Now you can actually pass it and go, we will have you talking in tones.
It's my mother tongue, yo.
Oh, we had a question here in chat from Mr. Westport. I believe it was about your work with Cal. Uh, question. Here it is. Your collaborations with Carter Creek Cannabis.
Uh,
He's wanting to know, is that how you can do a little bit of search in numbers for new offsprings?
it is actually, we do some massive pheno hunts there. So that it is, we have a giant room that's just for pheno hunting. So it's been a big benefit to me, I mean, not financially or anything, but it's nice to, like I say, I'm pretty small time. So it's not like, I have some big warehouse, I can just do whatever I want. And it's quite the opposite actually. But yeah, because of working with them, we have a room that's strictly for pheno hunting. And that is definitely been a lot of fun, you know. So it's all about the hunt. So
It is too. And anytime you can pop some numbers, you find that nice pheno, it
yeah.
definitely makes things shit tons easier.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask about the be positive thing because I've seen it here in chat. It always follows you around, and it is such a positive thing there. I always dig that one. That's one of the things about the whole be positive thing. And I wanted to get again. It's a good time. I've got you right here in front of me. I've always wanted to get that be positive tat. Now I got you on here. It's a good time to just outright ask Leslie of the be positive man. Can I get a little be positive tat somewhere?
Of course, man. You don't have to ask me. You know what I mean? I've actually received pictures of quite a few be positive tattoos. When Sub was still alive, me, him, and a friend of mine, Les, we all went out and got matching be positive tattoos. And I'd show you, but it's on my ankle, and this thing's like 10 feet in the air. So it's a nice B, and he's just holding a big, thick positive sign, the plus sign. So I recently had a kid. Once you get a certain age, anybody like under 40 is a kid. So I call him a kid, but had this kid write me and said, "Do you care if I get the be positive tattoo?" And I was like, by all means, what a great thing. Then he sends me back a picture, and it's on the back of his hand. And I was like, "Ooh, that's a commitment there." I mean, tattooing the back of your hand. I mean, I'm a retired tattooist, big deal, but tattooing the back of your hand is a pretty major commitment. And the other part of that commitment is he's going to have to answer that question the rest of his life too, because most people don't realize exactly what it means. They think it says B plus. You know what I mean? So he's going to be busy answering questions too. But I've had one guy send me, and his whole entire chest plate was a B positive tattoo. It was like all these bees with honeycombs and then like a big positive symbol. So it's I've had at least 6 people send me pictures of their B positive tattoos. So I actually tattooed one on Jake in person myself during a show we were doing to raise money for vets. So it's kind of funny. I hadn't tattooed in years. So, but yeah, by all
That'd
means,
be a
get it up, man.
to be proud of there.
Yeah, yeah. He's pretty happy about it. I hadn't tattooed in years, and we were doing a benefit, and like the second I started tattooing, like this dude with a giant TV camera, like came up, like all up in my face. I was just like, I was kind of like, say, I hadn't tattooed in some years, so I was kind of nervous already. And there's some dude like staring at me with one of the big giant square video cameras or whatever the hell they are. It was pretty funny. So, but yeah, by all means, definitely send me a picture if you do. You know.
Oh, I will. I will. I've definitely got some filler, man. I'm always piecing some stuff together, and I think
Oh yeah,
right there, right in this blank spot, right there somewhere.
nice. just
Hell yeah.
get somebody good to tattoo it.
I've got a good guy, that's for sure.
All right.
So, how's the autism thing going? I have a lot of respect for you for that as well.
No, thanks.
Your charity drives for autism.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going. So just depends. We're always, doing different little things to raise money or, that's the main thing is unfortunately it always boils down to money to be able to help somebody. I get a lot of letters and DMs from people who have recently received the diagnosis autism for their kids, and they ask me a ton of questions, and it's so hard because it's really like I'd have to write you a book basically. So usually I just end up video chatting with them for a little bit and just kind of try and steer them in the right direction. Because when our son became autistic, we didn't know anybody or anything about it, or what I mean. We really had nowhere to turn and stuff like that. So it was a lot of Googling, a lot of reading, and just to have had somebody I could just just ask questions to, besides the doctor that puts it in all these crazy terms that really doesn't even know, because they don't have an autistic child. So I try to be that guy and, encourage people to be that guy. So, yeah, I'm actually, one thing I do on my Instagram is, one thing that helped me a lot was Jenny McCarthy's books. And I know some people kind of laugh and roll their eyes because, Jenny McCarthy, she's not exactly an Oscar actress, you know what I mean? But she's actually quite the author, So she wrote 3 books on autism, and 2 of them just super helped me out, because like I said, I was just, they're just were people's stories about their kids becoming autistic and, how they kind of dealt with it. So now I take pictures of these books and then I ask my followers to, to send me copies of them. So whether they're used or new or whatever. So I got a decent little stack. It's actually just got down to 2 books today because I mailed 3 of them out. So that's one way we try to help people too, is by mailing those books out and stuff like that. And just, connecting people with people, stuff like that. Because it's such a, it's just such a in the dark, lonely kind of thing, and even people that want to help don't understand what you're dealing with. And it's, it's quite, this is damaging to the parent as it is being to the child, to feel like that. So, and I enjoy it too. It's fun. I enjoy helping people out, especially the kids, so sometimes we get to, because our main thing is we provide iPads with a talking app so the kid can type pictures and the pictures will say that sentence for them, whatever the pictures were. So when we deliver the iPad, sometimes we actually get to meet the people and meet them in person. That's always super special, so.
Pretty awesome, my friend. Pretty awesome.
I mean, it's something anybody can help. Anybody can do something, whether it's, donating one of those books or, just posting autism awareness and, just stuff like that. Just get people thinking and, every ripple creates an ocean, that's where they start from. So.
Have we seen any kind of decline over the years, or is it still steadily?
I believe the numbers are still getting worse. Yeah. It was drastic compared to when Junior was born. It was like 1 in 103, or 100 and something. That within like no time it went to 1 in 33, which is just, crazy numbers. And I don't think they've gotten a whole lot better. I mean, it's very, very unoften that I might mention something about autism and somebody won't say, my brother's kid is autistic, or my best friend, or my cousin, or, it's very, almost never does somebody not have some sort of attachment to it in one way or another. So, which you couldn't do with a whole lot of diseases. If you're like, my dad had multiple sclerosis, most people would be like, well, my cousin, my brother, so the numbers are, yeah, they're incredible. It's crazy. So.
So, are there any new? You talked about the cross that was coming out or came out today, but are there some that they can be looking out here in the near future?
Yeah, like I say, I'm maybe a week away from taking down another crop and de-seeding it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was comfortably done was the mother, and then I have like probably 5 strains in there that I crossed it to. So comfortably done was I don't rebreed limited editions, but I will breed them, to others. I will cross them, stuff like that. So comfortably done was a limited edition I did that sold out super quick, and people still constantly hit me up for it. But like I said, we don't rebreed them. So I did cross it. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. Um, it'll be a minute because we test grow everything before we release it, so and that takes a minute. So but I'll be I'll be posting pictures and hyping them out along the way and stuff like that, let people know what's going on.
What is the comfortably done?
um hey Rose. No, I thought Rose was in earshot. Like I say, my the biggest side effect of this whole seizures and brain surgery has been memory. So Rose actually created a breeder's log for me, because like a lot of times I just can't pull it out of my mind, like right now, but unfortunately I don't have the breeder's log with me. Hey Rose, keep thinking I'm hearing her, but it's Junior causing trouble in the kitchen. So,
No worries, brother. No worries.
like I said, usually I'd have the little book here telling me all that, but I don't. So but it is on our
I had
website.
brain surgery, and
Well,
I have to write everything down.
yeah,
I'm
well,
almost embarrassed sometimes about my
uh,
lack of like being able to rattle every strain in their crosses
mm,
off at some point.
nah, I
I
just
write them all in a journal and kind of
yeah, I
forget.
just represent. I ain't trying to fake it. So it wasn't just the brain surgery. Before the brain surgery, I had 3 grand mal seizures in a row, and those are what really destroyed my memory big time. And then the brain surgery just kind of tacked onto it. So it's just something I have to deal with nowadays. At first, it was super annoying, even depressing. It was like I mean, because not just weed, I couldn't remember anything. You know what I mean? I'd be driving in my car, and I'd turn around, and come home because I couldn't remember where I was going, stuff like that. Just middle of a conversation, I'd be like, what was I saying? It's just like it sucks. It's a lot to deal with.
Like I said in the beginning, man, you're a tough ass dude, man.
Oh,
Tough
thanks,
ass dude.
thanks.
So let's see here. Have you learned to appreciate anything from all of this? These close calls? Have you taken the time to appreciate something new? Are you spending some extra time with the family? Slow
Oh,
down. Start
every
painting maybe. Who knows?
every I mean, every time I think anyone in life has a near death experience, it's going to do that. You're going to appreciate things. I mean, for starters, you appreciate the fact that you're still alive. You know what I mean? But there are, you definitely, when something like that, like when Junior became autistic, it really showed me who's who and what was what. Like with my family and my friends. I sometimes post this thing with Junior's MMA coach, and the caption is, when you have an autistic child, the heroes step forward and the cowards step away. And people that you wouldn't expect step away and really have nothing to do with it, want nothing to do with, just because they don't understand doesn't give an excuse to ignore a child. You know what I mean? But the flip side of that is, your family, your friends, whoever, the true blue ones that truly love you and themselves step forward. You know what I mean? Like Boomy's MMA coach is one of them. My best friend D Range 420, Jake in person. I mean, those guys are Junior's uncles. I mean, blood got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like I mean, a lot of folks know who Jake and who Deranged are. You know, there's been many times like, you know, maybe I can't get to the bus in time or something. You know, and you know, Deranged could be sitting at the Playboy Mansion with $100 bills raining from the sky, and I'd be like, bro, he'd be like, I'm on my way. You know, and that's when you find out who's who, and you know, that's like I say, you really appreciate it. You know, you learn what appreciation truly is. You know what I mean? And you know, that stuff. You know, will never be forgotten, and my boy will always know who those people are. You know, the difference. You know, like I say, I got family that ain't blood, and I got blood that ain't family. And, you know, that's what it boils down to. So, yeah, but yeah, the heart attack thing, same thing. You know, I died 6 times. You know, that's like you're saying, that big burn on my chest. That was from being shocked by the paddles. You know what I mean? And it's funny because you see a lot of people that you love, and sometimes you don't know how much you love them. You know, because obviously a lot of people reached out to me and my family, and you know, I was grateful. And then Derange had to come over and excuse me, and babysit me one day because Rose had to go do some stuff, but I wasn't supposed to be alone. And I'd only talked to him on the phone. I hadn't seen him since my heart attack because, you know, nobody's allowed in the hospital at COVID. You know what I mean? Like I only got to see Rose for 1 hour once ever, you know, but when he showed up, walked through the door, I laid my head on, you know, he gave me a hug. We're old school, really good friends. We always hug no matter what, whenever we see each other. But when he gave me that hug, I I just fucking put my head on his shoulders and I started crying like a baby. I just, you know, I don't know what it was, just, you know, seeing somebody that I love so much and that loves me so much. Just, you know, I hadn't even done that yet. You know what I mean? I was, you know, survived massive heart attack. Of course, I was tripped out, but it just, you know, like I say, it just, I can't even put it into words. But man, it, you know, like I say, so it definitely, you know, in strange ways teaches you to appreciate stuff that you'd maybe take for granted, you know. So yeah, it's been a crazy experience. So it's one of those things you can't really explain, you know what I mean, unless somebody else has been there. But the funniest thing about this was after it happened, everybody kept asking me, because I, you know, I died a few times. They said, like, so did you see anything? Like, was there a light at the end of the tunnel? Did you see Jesus' face? Like everybody, you know, because you hear these stories, but I didn't see shit. It was just dark. The only thing I saw is when they were paddling me. The last time they paddled me, it, you know, because when they paddle you, like it'll lift you off the table. You know what I mean? Like it's some serious electricity. And I opened my eyes and I looked at the doctor and I said, that fucking hurt. And then I went back out. And then I wasn't sure that even happened. And then after my heart surgery, the doctor came in. I said, did I wake up and talk to you? He's like, you sure did. He said, you woke up and said, that fucking hurt. He's like, and I looked at you and I said, I bet it did. So just, you know, it's kind of flavor. That's the only thing I saw. No Jesus, no light at the end of the tunnel. Or, you know, so it was the most common question people ask me. That was so funny. So I might just make something up. I don't know.
It's funny, kind of mention the clearing of the plate there. Sometimes life throws you the curveball like that. It's almost unnecessary, like it was meant to be, to unmask who is who
Yeah,
in your life and
yeah,
kind of set the path a little more straight.
yeah. Well, that's, you know, that's anything in life. You have to assess your situations, and you know, even a failure is a lesson. You know what I mean? So I mean, you got to kind of look at it like that. But that's fine with me. You know, I'd rather figure it out that than the hard way. You know, so excuse me. So you're frozen again. Can you hear me? You there? Well, I don't know if anybody can still see me or not. if you can, I guess I'll sign out. He was freezing up there, and then he just kind of disappeared. So I don't know. Maybe we'll jump back on here in a minute. See what's going down. Mm-mm. Oh, there. Can you hear me? Oh, what did I do? No, I can't hear you.
Jinx.
That's all right.
Well, the connection fell out there.
Oh, that's all right. You can see and hear me?
I can see and hear you.
Okay. It was just me for a minute, like the entire screen was me. So I was I was like, I'll see y'all later. I took I took
Scrambling. I was scrambling for my phone going, don't leave me, Jinx. Don't leave me, Jinx.
I didn't know what to do because I am a computer dinosaur. You know what I mean? Like I was like, like sure if there's something I could do. So I just took over hosting the show. I was like, okay, well, see y'all later.
You know, I used to go over that it's a possibility. It usually doesn't happen, but it happens. But man, I'm glad you stuck to it.
Lucky for you, lucky for you, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I was like, like looking at all these buttons, like I don't even know what to push.
So I know they were mentioning in the chat there. Are you back to doing glass? That's what they were hoping anyway.
Man, I wish. It's just not the healthiest of decisions right now. I haven't had a grand mal seizure since my surgery, which has been a year, but I do have small seizures. Like I had one day before yesterday, and it's just not safe to, I mean, I work on a lathe, which is a lot different when you see guys making pipes. They got that little piece of glass on the end of the tube. Like I'm working a lathe with a chunk of glass that big chucked up in a lathe, spinning at massive RPMs that is red hot. I mean, like if I turned off the lathe, it would just like drip to the ground. Plus I use a fat torch, I mean, my torch is like that. So it's just not safe for me right now to be blowing glass. Like even if I had somebody there, like what are they going to do if I have a seizure and dip my face into the torch or accidentally put my hand on that molten tube, or so, I mean, it's funny because I was just thinking about it today, like maybe I can set a little something up, but it's just not practical or safe right now, you know what I mean? So I totally miss it. It's a huge part of who I am, so I mean it used to be my main deal. Like I blew glass 10 hours a day. That's all I did was make bongs, you know what I mean? Before the whole seed thing and all that. So at that point, it was getting a little too much to where I was starting to not like it. But I definitely miss it now. Like even aside from bongs, just making goofy little things or, pendants or a candle holder for somebody's birthday, so I'll never say never. I'll never sell my torch or my lathe. I'll never get rid of my stuff, but right now it's just it's not appropriate unless, so.
Well, at this point, I would think that it's one of those things that you've become a long way since the beginning of your glass blowing days. So it's one of those things. I wouldn't think that you would have to mass produce as many pieces to make ends meet.
Yeah.
These days, I think you would be quite okay to just make a Jinx-proof explanation point piece. You know what I mean? Every so often, and make them like a collectible type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. The other thing is I use what's called a Carlisle. I'm old school. I don't use a GTT torch, and it's a teeny weeny. You have four knobs, and these two in the middle control this teeny weeny flame. A lot of times you're doing stuff with that. Then you hit these other knobs, like you crank the torch up fast like that, and you're back down to like this. And flashing and blinking lights actually cause seizures. So that giant torch going, I mean, it's bright. Even with the didymium goggles on, it's bright as hell. You know what I mean? So it's just Yeah, like I said, I'll never say never, but right now it's it's not appropriate. And if I did get hurt, it so wouldn't be fair to Miss Rose. She's got her hands so full between me and Junior, and like I mean, I've had brain surgery, a heart attack, gallbladder surgery, all in 1 year. And guess who takes care of me during all that shit while running our business and taking care of our son, blah blah blah. So it's the risk isn't worth the reward. So, and I haven't blown glass to make money in years. You know what I mean? Like once in a while, I might fill an order. Like, I have this special pipe called a couch potato. And once in a while, a store might call like, "Hey man, I need 10 of those." And I can crank them out in no time. So it's definitely worth my time, but like, that's definitely not where I'm at right now. I have one bong left that I never sold, and I never popped the hole in it for the stem. And pretty soon, Ed Rosenthal and a couple of guys from A&E are going to come out, and they're going to video us in the garden, me and Slim, and they want to, talk about legalization of marijuana, legal farms, people that are known in the game, stuff like that. And for years, every year at Hemp Fest here in Seattle, whenever I see Ed Rosenthal, I give him a bong. I always make him a nice big fat bong. I walk over to his table where he sells his books. We've always kind of been neighbors. It's just like this little tradition where I give Ed Rosenthal a bong. But it's been years because neither one of us have been there in a few years. Hempfest hasn't happened in a few years. So I got this one bong. I'm going to go over to my buddy's blow shop and blow a hole in it. And then when I see Ed, I'm going to give it to him just kind of for fun, because it's been a long time and stuff. And, it's like I said, it's just this goofy little tradition we had, and, we kind of became friends through it and stuff like that. He's mailed me some books and stuff like that too. So I think it'll be kind of neat to surprise him with that. So. Your volume went low.
I'm sorry, might have
Oh, there
been
you are. Okay, now I can hear you.
with the phone there. Well,
Okay. Yeah.
I have to ask because I've got much respect for all the people in chat, and this Mike Denver is always in chat quite a bit, and for some reason, I can't explain why, but I'm sure he has a valid reason. He would like to know, do you like orange bell peppers? I don't know why, but I'm asking a question.
He's being a smart ass. I hate all bell peppers. Like I'm a pretty easy guy when it comes to food, but I hate bell peppers. I mean hot peppers, no problem. You know what I mean? But like if you order a pizza and half of it has bell peppers, I can't eat the other half. Like I can taste them, and it's just something about it. I hate them. So when Petey used to go, just Petey used to go to shows with me, he did this thing where if you came up to our booth and brought me an orange bell pepper, he would give you a free glass pipe. And it was just him being a smart ass. So this guy's, I assume, is being a smart ass too, because these people would literally bring me orange bell peppers. like this is a silly little thing, for him to fuck around. And the funniest thing was one time somebody brought me one and I had it sitting there, and this girl walks up and she's like, what's up with that orange bell pepper? And I was like, oh, it's just a joke. I hate bell peppers. She's like, I love them. Can I have it? I was like, sure. And this girl grabs this bell pepper in the middle of this huge show and just like, she takes down like half of it in a bite. I mean, she's just like, the last thing in the world I expect. I mean, she was not fucking around. Like, ate the entire bell pepper in like 20 seconds. It was so damn funny. So, but that's why he's asking. I hate all bell peppers. I don't care if they're rainbow colored. So.
Oh, that's funny. He is definitely, I'm sure, cracking up. That's Chad's got a good laugh as well. So
Yeah,
thank you for being this sport. And
so, story of the bell pepper. Once in a great while, somebody still might show up with one or something. But like I say, Petey was motivating people with free glass pipes. So
that's pretty good incentive. That's pretty good incentive.
I've thought about I do this thing with Slim from Carter Creek. And I was teasing his boys one day and I said, ding dong says what? They're all, what? I said, ding dong says what? They're all, what? Like they totally didn't get the joke. You know what I mean? Like that they're saying what after I said a ding dong, you know, what's the old uh Garth and what's his name, the stoner movie? I can't even think of it right now.
I believe it's Sphincter says what?
Sphincter says, well, yeah, I couldn't think of the movie, but yeah, that's like an old thing. But I didn't want to say sphincter to his little boys, you know what I mean? So I was like, ding dong says what? So me and Slim have this ongoing thing where we try to make each other say what, you know, like and like if he calls me, I'll be like, have you seen all that stuff? And he'll be like, what? You know, it's just this ongoing game between him and like, you know, we kind of keep score. I'm definitely winning, but I've thought about like at a show, you know, like a lot of times I give out free seeds if you walk up and say be positive. Well, I've thought about doing a thing where if you can walk up and make Slim say what, but like something you've said to him, you know, what? Then you get a free pack of seeds. So we'll see how that goes.
That's another thing I give you a lot of props for, man. Free packs of seeds, especially to the vets. You
Oh,
know, that's
always,
huge,
always.
man. They deserve that shit. And
Yeah, yeah,
tons of respect, brother.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
even got trains they give away that are directed right towards, you
Yes,
know.
currently I don't. The last one I did was called 20 Too Many, you know, the 20 Too Many Foundation, the Suicide Prevention Fund. And yeah, if you're a vet, you got those free. But any vet comes up to my booth anytime, forever, I don't care, you know, we'll get a free pack of seeds. So it's just how I roll. My pops is a vet. My brother was a vet. One of my dearest best friends is a vet, and even all that aside, that doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? It's just how I feel about vets and what they do for our country, whether we approve of the politics or not. You know, they're just doing their job. So yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah, we will always do that. I don't care. So you can call me on that.
Pretty
So
fucking awesome.
yeah, I enjoy it. You know, it really seems to brighten their day because a lot of the vets don't know it. Like they'll come up and they might have their veteran hat on or something. I'm like, bro, you a vet? Like, yeah. Like, well, you get free seeds, or their friend will send them over. Like, bro, go tell him you're a vet. You know, and so just they totally get this smile. Like, wow, somebody actually gives a fuck about what I did. You know what I mean? But you know, energy is like rubber, you know, so it bounces around, and then I feel good, you know what I mean, just making them feel good. So it's, you know, it's a double reward for everybody. So I can't imagine not doing it. So.
So can you help the collector like myself? I know, and again, I appreciate the limited editions you do. Are you sitting on some? And what are you sitting on as far as the limited?
I'm not going to tell you what I'm sitting on. Whenever we do a strain, we always set a fat bag aside. It might even be like 500 seeds. There have been a few shows where I've showed up and been like, you know what, if today only, you can come down and buy straight fire. You know, I got 30, 40 packs with me, whatever, you know, if even that many, and you can, you know, come buy them today. And it's just random. If I announce on this show what I have, my DMs are going to go crazy about how do I get these, and like I'm just telling y'all, don't even bother. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's not going to happen. So it's just a little something that, you know, to bring folks out to the show and have a little fun at the show, and you know, like you say, a way for a collector to maybe get his hands on something. So, well, I forget, where are you at? Are you Colorado?
I'm in Michigan. I'm in
Oh, okay.
Michigan.
Yeah, we'll be back out there. You know, like seems like the shows are starting to fire back up and stuff, like, because I've been to Michigan plenty times. You know what I mean? Michigan, Boston, the East Coast area. So I've been to Michigan plenty times. So I actually really like it out there. So yeah, it'll just kind of depend. So
Well, that boils my next question, because I was going to ask which one is the limited that we should be looking for. So
no.
wow.
So I don't number them. When they're gone, they're gone. You know, we set a certain aside, you know, like say for breeder's sake, we set, you know, a bunch aside, you know, just so we always have our own stock no matter what. But there are definitely times where we'll set a big bag aside. So just for once in a while, we can maybe take a few packs to a show, or people come all the way out to a show and stuff like that. It's we appreciate it too. So it's a nice way to make that happen. So
The shows, man. I love the shows, man. You you can buy your seeds online, and it's a great convenience. But for me, myself, man, I love the shows. I love getting out there, meeting the breeders, and all that good stuff, and just the
yeah.
ambiance, the
Oh,
people,
yeah.
all that. Right about now, that shit's needed. It's
Yeah.
hopefully a couple good events do break off.
Yeah. I love it too, because for one, it gets me a lot of times a chance to meet somebody in person, like me and you, like, or, people that I've talked to that I've almost become friends with on Instagram because we really relate or stuff like that. And here we are actually getting to, finally meet in person and shake hands and just kind of shoot the shit. And, and I love to leave my booth and walk around and check all the other booths out too and see what's going on and who's got what. I'm a bit of a seed hoarder too, so half the time I'm out there, I end up buying a couple packs of seeds from some other company, whether they're a big company or a nobody company or something like that too. So it's enjoyable. The Michigan shows have gotten really, the ones I went to were really packed. One of them was on a raceway, and unfortunately, High Times didn't have their shit together as much as they should have. So it took so long to get into the show. But our booth was along a chain link fence. And that chain link fence was the line for people to get into the show. So I was literally selling 3 seeds through the fence because people were like, bro, I was scared I'm going to get in there and you're going to be out of this or out of that. So we do a little exchange right there through the chain link fence. It was pretty damn funny. It was awesome.
I remember that. If I remember right, that was the last year you was here in Michigan at that cup.
It
Uh,
was, yeah. I think
I've, I've I've met you every time,
yeah, I think
every year.
it's on like a speedway or something like that, I think.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
Auto
racetrack.
City.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. But hey, good for them for asking. A lot of people sit there and just kind of, some other people are like, bro, let me do that now. So I thought it was pretty funny. I wish I had like a little picture of it selling seeds through the fence.
That would have been a good picture right there.
Yeah, totally. But I enjoy Michigan a lot. The people are very welcoming. Every time I've been there, I've had a really good time, because it's so much more than the event, you know what I mean? Like say connecting, and a lot of times we'll go hang out with people after the show or stuff like that too. I never go to the event parties, you know. They're always so boring and just a bunch of people standing around talking about the same shit you talked about all day, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's just like I say, it's sometimes just been random people that I've got to know on Instagram and stuff like that. Go out to dinner and just check out the real side of Michigan or the real people. You know what I mean? So
Funny you kind of mentioned that because as far as events go, I think the Michigan community has kind of gotten a little more wiser about a lot of that way the bigger events are handled and the way it just kind of yanked money out of the state there. So it
yeah,
seems like the last few years we've been concentrating on more grassroots type events,
yeah,
and making them more of an annual, bigger and bigger every year, and bringing them in that way instead of like big corporations like High Times just kind of. And they were getting, I appreciate High Times, I appreciate them events, but it did seem before you know, bullshit.
yeah.
Well,
Well, they're a big ass business. They're a
they
corporation.
were
You know what
getting
I mean? So
heavy-handed. They wanted to come
yeah,
around. It was like 3, 4 times a year, and it's like, man, let's give
yeah,
those guys a little shot here, guys.
yeah. That was the problem too. Is the events became less and less exciting because dude, you're having one every couple weeks, you know what I mean, and a lot of times in the same place, you know what I mean. It's like, if it's once a year or something like that, it's exciting, it's fun, but and it's, as a patron, it's not cheap to go to an event. Like a little crappy High Times booth is $3,500. Now you got airplane there and back, hotel, rental car, eating, anything else you might come along. I mean, it's not the the free for all that people think. You know what I mean? Like usually if I come home from a show, if I've broke even, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because then at least it didn't cost me any money. If I can make some money, great. But you know, it's for me, it's more getting the PR and getting to meet people and putting a face behind your brand and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I enjoyed the smaller grassroots ones too. Actually, the last few shows I've been have all been in Oklahoma because they really didn't care. They didn't shut shit down. You know what I mean? So, but they were definitely smaller shows, and it's nice because you can get a little more personal, and can even get out of the booth, a little more often and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's cool.
People remember that shit too. Getting out there and being able to shake their hand.
Yeah,
They
well,
remember
yeah, I love it. It's an honor. It's flattering. So.
Well, Mr. Jinx Proof, I think that I don't want to be too greedy with your time, man. You've been very gracious on coming on and not hesitating
No,
every
it's,
time
it's
I
fun.
ask you. I appreciate that, man. And
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
enjoy
to
it.
be be greedy with it. The next time I ask, I want you to say yes. So,
Yeah, no, it's all good. I enjoy it. I appreciate you having me.
uh, before we go, is there any kind of deals going on that they should look into? Any kind of specials going on the website?
Miss Rose totally runs the website. Like I'm not even allowed to touch it. I'll get in all kind of trouble. I don't mess with orders because I'll screw it up. So, but she always has some kind of deal on there, whether it's buy something, get something free, and she always has some kind of deal running on there. So hold on 1 minute.
You guys in chat there, if you guys have any last minute questions you'd like to some answers for, now is a good time to drop them in chat. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this amazing episode, man. I'm so grateful that Jinx did not bail on me with the computer thing. Oh man. Oh, very grateful. Be grateful. Hopefully you guys have had an amazing day. I had a pretty good day myself. I got to hang out with my pretty beautiful daughter. I can't imagine it getting any better than that.
All right. I talked to Miss Rose. She said through the end of the month, when you place an order, in the comments, there's that little comment box. If you write the Eagle Talks shit, then she'll throw in a free tester pack. So
That's pretty cool.
a test pack is a pack that we haven't released yet that is in test grow. You know what I mean? So it's actually not even available yet. So it's kind of cool like that, but it is a test pack. So yeah, anybody writes Eagle Talk shit in the comments, she'll toss in an extra or free test pack.
Super cool. Super cool. I appreciate you giving the viewers a little bit of a break there. That's really awesome, man.
What's the date today?
The 19th.
Okay. So
Friday the 19th, or Thursday the 19th.
okay, what is it? August. I kept thinking it was November. So people that watch this, like may see your podcast in the future or something like that. So through the end of August, so if you see this show, if you see the show in 2 years, it's not going to work. So.
Good call. That's a good business plan right there.
Well, I can see it. I've done shit like this before, and it gets out of hand. Like, what the hell was I thinking? So.
Oh, man. Well, two things I know I've been over with you before, but I'd like to go over again. The Zoom link that I did give you, my friend, is always good. Anytime that you see wormhole Monday nights or wormholes, mandatory wormhole nights where any past guest can join in, Any nights where I don't go, the guest doesn't go to the full 420 like this evening, I'll take
Sure.
a quick break and fire up the wormhole. And that is open to any past guest. So if you subscribe to the channel or you're looking, anytime a show title pops up and it has wormhole in it, you can come on, tell us what you're up to, hang out with us. It's much like, it has just as much, if not greater effect than you at a show than hopping on with a few people that are on Zoom and go, God damn, I got to hang out and talk to Jinx last night. Uh,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Would be really awesome. So tuck that Zoom link aside. Anytime that you want to come hang out with, we'd be more than honored, my friend.
So where would I see this? Like on your YouTube or something like as far as knowing that you're going on the show like that, how would I know that?
On the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So when it
All right.
goes live, it either says fucking talking shit with like tonight Jinx proof, or it will
Right.
say fucking talking shit the wormhole. And
Oh,
any
okay.
show that says the wormhole, open to past guests, and especially underline you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So I'll see if I can keep an eye out.
Okay. The last thing I'd like to get from you, my friend, is of course another soundbite. This is episode 464. So basically, what I'm looking for in my version would be, hey, this is Eagle, and I'm on fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 464. You can do whatever you want before or after, just as long as it has that in the title. That would be cool. There. I skipped the cutting out part by recording this chunk.
My screen says continue. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
My thing has meeting is being recorded, and then it's a button says continue or leave meeting.
Continue.
Okay. Just took up the whole like screen. I was like, huh.
That's just letting you know it's not no big secret that I'm recording.
Oh, okay. And it's 464.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Hey family, Jinx Proof here, and I'm on Talking Shit with the Eagle Show. I believe it's show 464 this time. So just glad I got to join in. I always love talking to you guys, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Hopefully real soon, my friend. Again, thank you so much for your time, man. Time is so valuable. Unfortunately, you and I have learned that the hard way, but it's a wake-up call to, just enjoy the rest of the time we have. So thank you
Absolutely.
again for giving me a small slice of yours. And if you're so grateful and gracious in the future, I'll ask again. So have a
Absolutely.
great night, and cannabis community loves some Jinx. So take care, brother.
All right, be safe, brother.
Well, guys, that does it for episode 464. Hopefully, you guys, well, I don't have to hope. I know you guys have enjoyed this episode. Don't forget that code for Jinx till the end of August. Eagle Talk. We'll get you a free pack of testers. That's pretty awesome. So do that. So fill your trays, get your bathroom break done, and I will be back in a few with the wormhole. You guys, thank you for tuning in. You guys know the deal. Random acts of kindness do save lives. I'm a living, a breathing example of that. Do something nice for somebody. I am out of here. Peace.